Do I look like a Dream Theater fan? I love progressive rock, but this broke my heart. They sound like a watered-down nu metal band. I've never been big on John Petrucci's vocals.
For years, we've had to rely on a yellow man baby to give us his opinion on prog rock, but not today. Now we have Metalhead. A dramatic turn of events by Dream Theater, the Dream Theaters, is a very special album to me personally because, as I mentioned in our Guess the Song videos, I've been listening to Dream Theater since I was 0. This is the first album I was really able to comprehend and check out, or at least check out as much as a 11-year-old can. The adversity they faced with the Day After Day Mike Portnoy leaving the band after 25 years. John Petrucci actually composed most of the drumming on this album and had Mangini play over that.
Because I was going to say one of my main points from this album was kind of seemed like Mike Mangini was kind of like chilling in the back.
Not only were they able to put out a good album in the face of adversity, which usually ends up sounding like shit, they put out one of their best albums. One of the, if not the best, other than maybe Awake, John Petrucci album. And I also think is one of the best Jordan Rudess albums.
Yes, I also have here too, which I also love, his use of the piano tone rather than like the just explosion of keys was awesome.
So without further bullshit, let's get into track 1. I watched in an interview around the time that this album came out. John Petrucci was talking about his guitar tone, but I also feel like it talks about the rest of this album, how he likes to make his guitar sound like chocolate cake. And what that means is that it has different layers. And I think that's exactly how this song builds up. It starts with the atmospheric sounds in the beginning, then it goes right into Jordan's Omnisphere pack and found the choir pack. And decided to just go apeshit with it on this whole album.
Talk about a way to really, really start the album. You see like the 8-minute runtime, you're like, oh shit. No, that's just me. It really builds up to the guitar tone that he used, and then Jordan with the choir pack. This grand feeling of if like you just entered a concert hall. And the best part about this song, I thought, was it had a clear path for transitions. You know, certain songs transitions are kind of tough, but this, more on Jordan's side, he was really able to draw in the transitions from part to part of the song. Near the end half of the song, where he brought out the nice piano tone as if you're in like a jazz club.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
The heavy distorted guitar paired with the organ creates a perfect encompassment of what Dream Theater is. You know, the really heavy stuff like classic metal, but also with that melodic, majestic flow to it. The song is actually about big, powerful American corporations feeding off the people and leading us to a downward spiral, which it's appropriate now with the big tech censorship. And I'm not just talking about like the political censorship. I'm talking about on our Led Zeppelin video where you're not allowed to say certain no-no words and it gets automatically blocked by YouTube. And there were some funny-ass comments in there. The song stays fresh the entire runtime with plenty of crazy guitar parts and beautiful piano solo by Jordan like you were talking about, so I give it an 8.
Comparing it to other works, probably my second favorite Dream Theater song.
Wow. Behind As I Am?
Yeah. 10.
Holy shit. Wow. For this next song, we tune to our resident Disturbed fan. Take it away.
First question. Would you ever do a Disturbed album?
No. Quick answer. I just really hate the aggressive, gratuitous crap. It's the worst thing ever.
I mean, there's no other song in the entire album that sounds like this song. The guitar solo really saved the song for me.
This song gets way too much hate. It's unfortunate it was received this so negatively because I would have liked to see where they would have taken this sound on future albums. The old school stereo vocal effects, the added reverb paired with the heavy riffs of Petrucci give the song a super gritty bite to it. It's aggressive, it's powerful, and it does so without getting into the cringe day after day bullshit. So I give this one a 7.
You gave it a 7 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have here.
I always loved the misdirection at the beginning. It's the shit that you show your grandma, like, hey, grandma, check this out. I'm into this new stuff now, and it sounds like classical or whatever, and then it just kicks you in the face.
I love the excellent keyboard intro. Once again, I love to hear that nice sound rather than the kick in the face, like I intro with the guitar and drums, and the crunchy, heavy guitar was welcoming. The keyboard explosion was fantastic.
Myung and Mangini going at it with the John Myung sighting. The song is about Middle Eastern dictators and tyrants like Muammar Gaddafi, Ali Khamenei, Kasim Soleimani, Polo Koresh, Gormasabzi. This is the first song to eclipse the 10-minute mark, but it warrants this long runtime with plenty of melody changes and a stellar instrumental bridge as usual. So I give it a 7.5.
I give it a 7.
Even if it's not sonically the same aggression level as previous tracks, I think it's the meaning and the lyricism that carry this one. People always say, oh, I wish I was this fucking jackass celebrity, or I wish I were my dog who doesn't have responsibilities. You have your own life, and you can kind of think of it as a blank canvas, which he talks about in this. Life begins as an empty slate. You can do literally whatever you want with your life. So instead of sitting back and pretending to be someone else with it, go and make it happen.
That is an excellent message, especially nowadays in the society we live in, where it's the influencer age, where you see these people on like TikTok and Instagram and you think you need to live that way, and it creates this whole issue with the way the world works now. Excellent guitar intro. Once again, the tone he picked for this I thought was great. The soft piano sound, James tones his voice down masterfully and he matches the mood of the song.
It may not be one that I go back to frequently, but it's still a great song, so I'll give it a 7.
An 8.
So, fun fact, the shaman in the beginning is actually John Petrucci belching into the microphone.
That's what I literally
I made
wrote.
that up, actually.
Did you?
Yes.
It literally, I said maybe James ate too much before recording. Oh, we'll just leave that.
Certified banger. I've never heard a song so riff-driven but simultaneously melodic. The song knows exactly where to be crunchy and heavy and where to be more melodic, and switches between the two effortlessly. It's the subtle keyboard layers over the chorus coupled with riffs that are heavenly. And Petrucci and Mangini bring the drums to life, especially when he beats the shit out of the floor tom at the end. The vocal melody for the chorus is one of the best on the records. It's songs like this that really bring back the nostalgia for me and showcase how incredible this album really is. So I gave it a 9.
Once again you were spot fucking on, Darius. This was the sexiest song I've ever heard in my life. It sounded like an angel descending from heaven and ejaculating in my ear. This song reminds me of when I hop on that bridge in the sky to go fuck your bitch every Friday night. The shaman's chant in the beginning is actually recorded audio of your girl squealing like a pig that I slowed down to let you really take it in. Shitting all over a song and refusing to explain why is shit ass content. And I completely understand that.
I'm feeling a strong 420 out of 69 on this track.
We lose no steam on Outcry. Jordan brings the beginning to life with the ambient noises and the bells, and his choir patch again intensifies the rest of the intro. Everything in the vocal melody to the drums come together perfectly for almost a liberating kind of vibe. And the squeaky robot noises in the beginning paired with the lead do so much to build tension for the epic releases later on. Back to back we get to a Dream Theater's best, so I give it a 9.
Gave this one an 8.
It's really just an intro to Breaking All Illusions, very similar to how Vacant was an intro to Stream of Consciousness. It's also a nice add to the Depression playlist. For Breaking All Illusions, hard hand on the nut button. We have our virtual nut button. Just spam the fucking nut button. From the very beginning, we kick off with energy with Petrucci's opening riff. John Myung takes it back down again for the first verse, and then right back up again.
So as the intro for it, definitely Depression. It kind of like brings you down in the mood. You kind of feel like, man, why am I alive? And then you hear Breaking Our Illusion, and then you're like, okay, that's why. Killer, rocking start, brings up the mood. They wasted no time getting into the piece. And this is the one I was talking about. John Myung has that really cool bass part in the beginning where he's just playing along with it. And if it was just a tad bit louder, I think it would make the song even better. Like
this is how Metalhead thinks that all mixes should sound.
They should.
Without a doubt, the highlight of the song and probably the whole album is Petrucci's solo. When you think of a guitar solo, it's mostly just filled with shredding and it's really aggressive and crazy. This one sounds like you're a bald eagle flying over Niagara Falls and it's the fucking 4th of July.
That's racist.
And there are fireworks in the daytime that, like, when they go up, it's like nighttime around the fireworks. That's what the solo sounds like.
They pulled out all the stops on this song. There was no shortage of different unique sounds added to the mix, especially, as you were saying, the soul guitar. I think it works really, really well with it's really interesting to see John bring that to the table because, like you said, you're used to just like the fast, like the
which
whole
he does
time.
do in some
which
of
he
it,
does.
but he does it tastefully in between.
He does it, which I think is awesome, and it shows more versatility.
It doesn't end there with some crazy melodies from Rudess that takes us back to the grand send-off at the end. 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, I gave it a 9.
I have no idea why this next song exists. Again, nice add to the Suicide playlist. I do like the acoustic guitar work by Petrucci as usual, but I think while songs like The Silent Man have a really mysterious and interesting feel to it, this one just sounds like I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I also feel like Breaking All Illusions would have just been the perfect conclusion. It's not like they needed an extra song.
It definitely brings you back down for a nice Suicide, song. The acoustic guitar was actually welcomed for me. I thought that was pretty cool. And, James bringing the nice soul vocals. I do agree. I think Breaking All Illusions probably should have been the ending. I'm not saying I hate this song being on here, but yeah, I do think track list should have been switched.
So I'm going to give this one a 5.
I give it a 6.5.
Overall, in the face of adversity, Dream Theater comes out on top once again for, I think, probably the best of the Mangini era. I really love their self-titled. I know a lot of people fucking hate that one.
The Dream Theater one, right?
Yeah, and if that's the case, fuck you. I love Mangini, man. People bitch and scream about, Portnoy's the original drummer. But I think Mangini, personality-wise, he fits more in the band. Mm-hmm. And long-term, I think he was the best decision for them to keep going until they're like 107.
John's guitar tone on this whole album was fantastic, as well as Jordan's keyboards, breath of fresh air, nice piano sound, and the choir pack. Every song kind of had the dramatic feel to it. John and Jordan shined the most on the album, I'd have to say. This is definitely one I'm going to be revisiting on my own. 8.5.
9.
Oh, you just got to put me on one up.
Some SIW news. Last in-person episode for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I will be home, no pun intended, for the next couple months. So we'll be doing some like COVID episodes, some virtual long distance episodes.
So you have to wear a mask.
Yeah, we'll see how we hold up against some adversity if we come out and put out a dramatic turn of events, or if we put out an astonishing.